Hey, what's going on, guys? SaucySaturday here, and welcome to my Pokemon Go video. And today we're going to be talking about tips and tricks for Pokemon Go. So let's get into it. First of all, location spoofing. Don't do it. It's a bad thing. You can get permaban or soft ban for 4 to 8 hours, and it's a bad thing. You shouldn't do it. What you can do instead is you can swipe up or down on the screen. Here's a Pokemon right here. Or you can exit out of the app and go back into it, like so. And here's a Pokemon, which leads me to my next tip. Don't use too many Pokeballs on a Pokemon. It's a bad thing. Don't waste too many because you'll have to buy them at the store later, and you don't want to waste all your Pokecoins on, all those Pokeballs. You can get them at Pokestops and stuff, but you know what I mean. You can only get like 5 or 10 at a time, usually on a Pokestop or 3, so it's not that many. And you'll go through them just like that if you waste them. Next tip is don't use too many. No, you don't get them that often. And you can't buy those, so that's even a double negative. So make sure you don't use those too often unless it's like a really rare Pokemon. Also, use lucky eggs, especially when you evolve Pokemon, because an evolve is 500 and a lucky egg gives you 1000 XP for that evolve. And anything that requires a lot of XP, make sure you guys use lucky eggs for that. And my next tip is be careful evolving your Pokemon, because you could have a level 100 that you evolve and you find a level 300 3 minutes later, and you're going to waste all that Stardust, which is a bad thing, which leads to my next tip is don't use too much Stardust, because you only get so much of it for catching Pokemon, and you don't want to waste all your Stardust. Also, turn off the AR camera because it wastes a ton of battery. And when you're catching Pokemon, it's super annoying. As you can tell, like I'm going to catch this one. You can tell that my AR camera is off, but you can easily turn it back on if you want to, or turn it back off. I'm going to exit that because I don't want to catch that, and like I said, I don't want to waste my Pokeballs. So the next tip is use Pokestops. They refresh every 5 minutes, and you get a ton of free stuff. You get eggs, which brings me to the next tip is use eggs, because when you catch random Pokemon, you get like a certain level, whatever, but eggs give you higher level Pokemon. Even the 2-kilometer ones give you like higher levels of Pokemon, higher CP. Next one is organize your Pokemon. I had like 100 Pokemon at one time, and I couldn't figure out like where all they were, so I organized them by their HP or whatever, and CP and stuff, because like I said, you get lost and all that, which leads me to my next tip, which is get rid of all the small Pokemon for the candies, alright? Because there's so many small Pokemon that you could have so many candies off of, and save them up for an evolve on like a bigger level Pokemon, like I said. Next tip is get Incense, because I'm a play-at-home Pokemon guy so far, and I'm a level 12, and just from using Incense and catching all these Pokemon on my map, let's see how much Incense I have left. Yeah, I have 37 because I bought a ton of Incense, because what the heck, why not? I love to play from home, and I wish there were ways to play from home, but obviously it's a real world game. You have to get out there and catch them all. But my next tip is explore. I know I'm bad at that because I'm lazy, but make sure you get out there and explore. There's certain areas and like spawns that are for certain Pokemon. There's certain areas that are particular. I think one Pokemon's only actually available in Australia. I get a lot of Rattatas and Eevees and Pidgeys out here, and Weedles especially, but those are some of the basic Pokemon. Next tip is join a team. Team Mystic here, because I had the Sapphire Edition in 2003 when I was young. Of course, now it's 2016. But why would I choose Team Blue? Sapphire Edition was what I grew up on, man. That was the crap back then. Like, Pokemon was the crap, and I played it every day. That was my big video game. I played it with my 3 buddies every day, and I remember when you had to connect your devices via a cord. Like, you actually had to connect them, and like it was so like high tech then. We looked at that as like something that was amazing, and now that'd be like, that's low tech. But my next tip is when you go to a gym, make sure you dodge your attacks, because a lot of people don't know this, but you can actually dodge and stuff, and it helps you out even when you're facing a high level. Just make sure you use dodges and all that kind of stuff. Next tip is be careful. This app can be dangerous, and there's a lot of people that have been murdered. There's this guy on Uber I'm going to tell you a story about. He was live streaming. Okay, the first part of the story is he was live streaming Pokemon Go on his phone. He's an Uber driver. His fans trolled him on a live stream, or not even his fans, they weren't real friends, they were haters. And he lost his job the next day because they all reported him to Uber like at once. And not only that happen, but also he saw someone be murdered, like a house 2 doors down to him, and the guy who murdered this girl was coming after this guy. So he like stopped at a Sonic or something, and law enforcement like held this guy back. But there's crazy stories of people finding dead bodies. I mean, there's just a lot of negative stuff, and just be careful. Be with your friends. Do it during the day. Be safe. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I love everyone in this world, and I would hate to see you guys get hurt. So just make sure you guys are safe playing this app. And the next tip, I don't know if this is against the TOS of the app or not, but I don't have one personally, but people have drones, so I would recommend using a drone if it's allowed. I don't know if it is. Yeah, talk about playing at home. That would be the greatest way to play at home and go explore. Not location spoofing, because that's cheating. Using a drone, because you're still moving. You know, that device is still gonna be where it says it's gonna be. It's not just glitching it out or saying it's in a random location. And finally, my last tip, and really the most important, is have fun. This is a great app, all right? Nintendo hit hard on this app. Niantic and Nintendo worked well, and Nintendo's probably partying up right now because I've never heard of Pokemon in years, and I haven't even thought about it in years, but this like brings me back to my childhood, and I just really love this app, and I hope this isn't hype. I hope 5 months from now, a year from now, people are playing this, and I really want this app to still continue to grow. I want them to add things to it. I want them to not have a level cap like on Call of Duty, how they increased the level cap. I really love this app, and I wish Nintendo the best. Of course, I'm a PlayStation fan, but this is like kind of going back to my old days on Nintendo. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Don't forget to stay saucy, and everyone have a very saucy Saturday.